Everyone is welcome here, it's time to make new friends. Aquavide Uskava, fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton. Luncha!
Good day, whiskey brothers, whiskey sisters, and whiskey friends. And welcome to episode 35 of Canadian Whisky Journey's Whiskey Review. I'm Dolph, I'm your host tonight. And this over here is Blair. He is the co-author to the Definitive Guide to Canadian Distilleries. That book right there. Blair, what are we continuing our Canadian Whisky Journey with tonight? Sir, I'm trying to blur it all out.
It is a 56% entry, as you can see. Yeah, it's a special edition from Last Straw Distillery with collaboration of the Whiskey and the Six, our good friend Rob's Whiskey. And yeah, that came out, I'm going to say a year ago today, I think.
Okay.
And it's celebrating its first birthday, if there's any left. And it won a bronze medal at the Canadian Whisky Awards.
Excellent. And we're happy to have it here tonight. And this bottle was given to me at a party last year, brought to me by a friend, John Jameson. So I'm very, very thankful, John. I've been drinking this, and not a lot left either. And it's something I've been dabbling into bit by bit. But you know what? I was going to ask you another question, because this is, and I asked this last week with our distillery last week, but I'll ask it again. Should we feel sorry or sad that we're doing another Last Straw Distillery whiskey?
I don't think so. This is this is a bit different than their other stuff. Mm-hmm. It's got that Last Straw character to it, but this is something that Rob from Whiskey and the Six put together with them.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's probably about 3-4 years ago. Ex-bourbon barrels from Wild Turkey. I think they're recharred. Something that Last Straw was doing a lot of with their Darker Side of the Moonshine. And they applied, I think, the same technique to this whiskey.
Yep. So 4 years ago, and the mash bill, 70% corn, 20 rye, 10 barley, but it's a mash bill. It's not married afterwards like other Canadian whiskeys, but that wouldn't happen at Last Straw. So they did the mash bill, and they did. It was in Wild Turkey, recharred, number 4. So heavy alligator char with that, and which explains the color after 3 years, right?
Yes.
But Last Straw has a place in my heart. They really do. So not only because they were on our first Canadian Whisky Journey 2 or 3 summers ago, 2, I don't know, but because Don's dedication to making whiskey that I like. It's always, he likes his cask strength. I like the cask strength, non-chill filtering, no coloring ever. I like that. But the other one, and this is kind of neat. I did this, and I don't know if you saw it or not. We did the Whiskeys Gone Wild with them, and we did these whiskeys, all those. And these are older whiskeys. This is a 6.3-year-old whiskey. This is a 5.8-year-old whiskey, and this was a 4.3. And these were really old whiskeys compared to what his stock is, but he didn't put it out. And he explained over an hour of hard drinking and hard questioning why he didn't want to put it out. And so I don't know. I gained another level of respect for Rob that night. And about Don.
Yes,
Rob. But the other thing about Rob's whiskey is that Don's son Brandon did the cuts for this one completely. So he did all of it, I believe. So that Don created it with Rob, but the cuts, when they distilled it, it was Brandon that did all of the cuts for this. And they said it was a really, really tight cut in there. He was really happy with it. So, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm liking it. It's good. 3 years old. You said 56%. Yep. And I always say non-chill filtered, but it is filtered. It's a 1 micron paper filter. It just cleans up the barrel char, especially with a 4 char. You can get barrel pieces in there. So it's filtered. It's just not chill filtered. And Blair will be back in a second. He's having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I'm just going to keep on sniffing and drinking. And you're back. We knew this was going to happen. We're good.
Yeah, so I was going to make a comment. I before I got cut off, that Don has or the whole team at Last Straw has this talent for, I don't know if it's particularly that they like cask strength whiskeys necessarily, but I think they're really good at knowing how to proof down their whiskeys to a that's most flavorful for that release.
Yeah.
And at 56, I think it knocked out my Wi-Fi.
That's it. Boom.
Yeah.
It was proofed at 65, so into the barrel at 65. It comes out at 56. I think it's perfect.
Is this a cask strength?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really?
It's what?
Cask strength.
I believe it's cask strength. It doesn't say that, but I'm going to say I think it came out of 56. And you know what? If I'm wrong, Rob can leave a comment afterwards and tell me I'm full of crap. Or Don when he comes on. Or Brandon. Well, anyone out there that actually had it correct could comment and say I'm full of crap, and I'll accept it. Thank you very much. What do you get on the nose?
When I first had it, tons of vanilla. Really powerful, but then I find that a lot of wood notes start coming through, like tons and tons of wood notes. I like the nose because there's a bit of like almost like a floral tone. There's that burnt charred sugar type note to it.
And I have a distinctive smell to it. I'm hoping to get to it at one point. Caramel was the sugary smell that I had it right away. I've had this out for about 45 minutes now, though.
Yeah.
And about the half-hour point, I started getting a distinctive note, and it kind of went with the floral because it was kind of like a wild honey floral bit for me at first.
Yeah, but, and I almost started thinking it was like that coconut chocolate bar. I don't know what it's called.
Almond Joy and
something like that.
No, there's the other one with the almond. Anyways, but this, I'm going to a candy with this. I've said this before too. I don't know if anyone's ever had this, but when I was a kid, there were little harmonicas made out of wax, and they were red and orange and blue, whatever it was, and you could play it. And then when you got bored with it, maybe it's a Montreal French Canadian kid thing. I don't know. You got bored with it, you could chew it up, and it was wax. And that's what I get in here. There's a wax kind of like nose to it, like a beeswax, but kind of and you alluded to it with the I don't know, the flowery, just a little bit, maybe. I don't know. It's like that a bit, which reminds me. But that came out at like a half an hour. That wasn't right away.
Yeah.
All right, I'm delving in. I've just been nosing this. I haven't tasted it the whole time that this has been out. So here we go.
The nose is spectacular. I like the nose a lot.
And just like, well, this is 70% corn, so I love the mouthfeel. I love the creaminess of it. It's got the oily texture I like, and I don't discriminate between oily and creamy. They're both the same to me. It just feels really nice. There's people that are mean to me when I don't discriminate. You're nice to me, Blair. Thank you very much. It's creamy and oily. How's that for me?
Yeah, and I find that you start to get a lot of that grain character on the palate that wasn't on the nose. But it is woody.
And not as sweet.
Not as sweet as the nose, no.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be, if that sweetness was brought up a little bit more from the nose, this would be a home run for sure.
And very bourbon-like. But maybe that's just me thinking about how it was made, because you're thinking it's made like a bourbon and it's put in a heavy char like a bourbon. It's 3 years like a lot of bourbons. So more American-esque in what they did. And but can you tell a last straw taste to it? A last straw element kind of coming out? Is there something that reminds you? I'm not nailing last straw. If I had this on blind with 3 or 4, I don't know if I'd say last straw.
I don't think I'd be able to guess that's last straw, but it has. They get a certain when there's a heavy wood note in their whiskeys, it has a certain profile to it. Like, it's not astringent or strong. It's just like a big, like a baseball bat to the mouth kind of thing. And I find that compared to some of the other distilleries in Canada, They manage it on a different level.
Is it because they use a lot of corn? Is that what? Because we do the sprouted corn, the scorn, and the other the
For
cast strength
this
corn
stuff,
that
I think it's the barrel choice that they selected that's giving you that.
And they don't
But
put it in overly long either, because
no, and their whiskey has a general warmth to it.
Yeah.
There's this depth quality to it. I can't pin to a certain flavor, but there's a distinct character that says last straw in this to me.
okay. No, I'll go with that, but I still don't think I could pick it out. Whereas I could pick out a scorn out of a list pretty easily. I think I liked it a lot, and well, sprouted corn, and yeah, let's go with the finish. The heat lingers for a while, but it's not a harsh heat. It's at the back of the throat, but it's not harsh. But that lingers. The sweetness dissipates pretty soon. I can't tell what flavor comes between the sweet and the heat, though.
I'm starting to get those chest warming spices. A lot of oak tannins in this.
Yeah. Okay. This is everything they do, though, because they love their rye there as well. So they do the cast strength rye, which I've loved. So they love the rye. They've got the corn. I think this is everything that that they've liked. Really, it's kind of their wheelhouse, except the barley. They don't do. They did the one single malt. Did they do another single malt? Do you remember?
I don't think it's come out yet. No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, I've tried it, but okay.
Yeah, no, they haven't had a single malt release yet.
All right, so I'll shut up.
Yes, the secret's out. If there is one, the secret's out.
Sorry. All right, and this was available there. It was online. You could have went to the distillery and gotten it. John Jameson, who got this for me and gave it to me, got this online. I think the cost was about $70. Do you remember?
Don't remember.
Okay, I'm thinking
I'm
70.
about
And
that.
Someone out there can tell me I'm full of crap if I am, and I'm enjoying it. It's good. It's not. It's what it is. This would not be great in the barrel at 4 or 5 years. I think it would be terribly over oaked at 4 or 5 years. I think it went in for the good amount of time or the right amount of time. Any last thoughts, kind sir?
No, just try to get your hands on a bottle. If you can't, pick up their stout whiskey that's still available. It's fantastic as well.
And that's going into my next tasting, by the way. My St. Paddy's Day tasting, the beer and whiskey combination, and I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and there's John on the side. There you go. $60. The 75 was the stout. Thank you very much there, John. It's a steal of a deal. Get out there, buy some stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. And we'll see you all next week. And we decided, you and I, that we're doing 40 Creek Tap Room next week. So get your bottle if you haven't already out there and taste along with us. Cheers. Have a fantastic night.
Cheers.
Slancha. Cheers.